Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for hitting the play button. Hopefully, you hit that like button as well. That's the only price of admission for our live streams. Just to hit the like button. That's it. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider sharing this video by hitting the share button, copying the link, and sharing it on Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, X, wherever you want to share it. It does not matter to me. Just make sure you tag me so I can show you some love. Also, I asked inside of the poll, inside the chat, have you checked out the YouTube course that I have created? I am very proud of it. It's in the very first link inside of the description. This is only for people who are considering being somewhat of a content creator in 2025. All right. If you want to be a content creator in 2025, roll with your boy. All right. I'm teaching people all of the secrets, all of the tricks, everything. Because a lot of these content creators that you see out here today, they have learned from the guy. That's just a humble brag, but I'm thankful that I'm able to help however I can. So make sure you check out that course. All right, guys. I do plan on having a good time, having a great conversation during this live stream, but I already know some of you will be upset with me by some of the thoughts that I may have. And one of them is behind this last tweet from Rand Paul. All right. How can you get upset for something that Rand Paul just now said? Well, for me, it's almost like people are playing games with politics. And at a point where I'm starting to take it extremely seriously. I'm 46 years old. I waited far too long to start taking politics seriously, to start paying attention to it, to start being vocal about it. I've been a Democrat all my life, voted blue no matter who, every single election except for the last election. And I'm grateful for that because I was fearful of moving over to the right. I really was. And I will consider myself a liberal conservative at this point because I still have a bunch of my thoughts, ways, and all of those things, but my life has been conservative for a really long time. I just never voted conservatively. All right. So Rand Paul just now suggested, he said in his tweet that has gone viral, he said in his tweet, the Speaker of the House needs not to be a member of Congress. Nothing would disrupt. Now, I don't know if I agree with that, but again, I am a novice in politics. I'm just now learning this whole thing, just now starting to pay attention to it, just now starting to give a crap about it, to be honest with you. That's the only reason why I'm starting to pay attention to it, because I actually care now. Nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk. Think about it. Nothing's impossible. Not to mention the joy at seeing the collective establishment, aka Uniparty, lose their ever-loving minds. We're going to come back to this right here. Keep that in mind. Do you think that Elon Musk should be suggested or elected as the Speaker of the House Speaker? I will give you my thoughts. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think so. I'm just keeping it a buck. I think y'all are playing fast and loose with the government. I get it that Elon got cash. Elon got sway. Elon he got the biggest platform right now, and that's just, well, not the biggest right now, but it's really popular, and clearly based off of you looking at that continued resolution bill and him just making a statement, him and Trump making a statement, because let's just get this right too. It wasn't just Elon that made the statement that they made about primarying someone if they decide to vote for it. It wasn't just Elon. Stop trying to put all the power on Elon. It wasn't just Elon. Trump actually said it himself, and Trump has more power than Elon. And I'm not trying to put them up against each other. I'm just saying the rhetoric I've been seeing on X, it's been turning me off. Be honest with you, just to keep it a buck. I get it if you're an Elon Musk fan. I get it if you're a Trump fan. Totally. I'm on Trump's. I'm on Trump's side right now. because he seemed to be the one that's allowing everybody of different walks of life, whether they were Democrat before, liberals before, progressives before, if they was beefing with him before, he don't matter. If he believed that you are the best person for the job, he decided to put you on his team. All right, we're going to get back to this in a moment, but I want you to answer that question. Do you think Elon Musk will make a good Speaker of the House? And if not, who do you think will be a good Speaker of the House if you don't believe that Mike Johnson can do the job? But we're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to this. Just make sure you're here and make sure you answer that question. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. But I really want to talk about this gentleman right here who has gotten on my daggone nerves, bro. This brother, not him, not Dave Rubin, not him, but Cenk from the Young Turks. This dude, Cenk is an asshole. He really is. He's trying to put himself out there to be somewhat of a bully, like he know everything, like he's the authority on politics, and I don't like it. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment. We're going to have a good conversation, but we're going to listen to their back and forth. The Young Turks altogether are just ridiculous, but we have our freedom of speech. We have our right to have our own opinions, right? So, but it's the way that they approach these conversations that really rubbed me the wrong way. I want you to watch this exchange right here on the Piers Morgan conversation, because I love the panels that he hold, but I heard something that's like, yo, somebody need to slap this dude in the mouth, man. I mean, it's just a slap. And more than likely, Cenk would fight back, and it will probably be a good fight. I will watch it. I wouldn't pay for it on pay-per-view or nothing like that, but I would definitely watch it. All right. All right. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's go and jump into it, man. All right. Let's get it.
He was lazy when he worked here. He's lazy now with his ridiculous show where he proves time and time again that he doesn't know anything. He has no political identity. He is not an honest actor. He is not an intellectual. He is a fraud. But if you are someone who considers yourself libertarian, consider the fact that Dave Rubin is a public figure who represents you, and he doesn't actually genuinely believe in your ideology. And he's going around the country embarrassing you. You need to at least know your shit and know how to back up your argument. Even if it's like a BS argument, you need to have an argument. Yeah. And he doesn't even do the legwork to be a grifter, right? Look, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about Dave Rubin, but I just felt that he, first of all, after he left TYT, he did lie about us, and that bothered me because we were still friends, and I didn't understand what was going on. He did leave on good terms, so it was weird. And, he kept saying that he was this classical liberal, but had trouble defining what that meant and had trouble reinforcing or at least backing up some of the claims that he was making about, his newfound identity.
So, Dave, there we have it in all its inglorious fashion, all the digs she had at you, then what she said on mine, which she herself, of course, was pivoting. What's your response?
Well, first off, I should note you don't have 10 years of videos of me saying anything about her, because we did leave on good terms. As a matter of fact, when I told her I was leaving, we went to Cenk on Melrose. I took her out for sangria, and she cried because I was leaving. And I was bringing my producer with me. But putting that aside for a moment, if I can't explain any of my ideas, well, somehow this became a New York Times bestseller where I lay out all my classically liberal beliefs, and I've discussed them with you many times, and I believe in laissez-faire economics, and I believe in individual rights and all that. But what I would say, I think she's a little confused and perhaps was lied to by her employers about some of my behaviors or something like that. But I love the idea of anyone going through their own political evolution. One of the things is that people go through it often in varying speeds. So I always say some people swallow the red pill and some people snort it, right? Some people just wake up overnight and they fully see it. I think one of the things that you have to do when you wake up is realize that many people have gone through this before you and that you might have wronged some people on the way there. So I was very glad to hear her say that she might have been wrong about Dave Rubin. Look, all it takes, honestly, like I know you know this, Piers, you've been in this game longer than me. You don't get any apologies in this business. And I don't like making things really about myself in that sense. But genuinely, if there was a mea culpa there or just a simple apology, maybe I didn't see things right about you, Dave, or whatever, I would gladly welcome anyone. And I don't mean to make this about her. If you're waking up to the ideas of liberty and limited government, especially post-COVID, and seeing what this ridiculous Democratic Party has become, and you want to agree to disagree and dive into the ideas and have that battle, I will do that with absolutely anybody. So look, an apology probably, I would say, would be warranted, but I don't sit there and wait for it. And I think there are much bigger forces at play here than just the interpersonal battle of two people.
Out of interest, I mean, if I could make it happen, would you debate her?
Yes.
On Uncensored?
Yeah, 100. I said that on my show after we played that clip. If she, I'd be happy to do it with her live, just the two of us in studio. If you want to be the host or moderator, I'll do it under any condition, because again, I think there's something, I think it now represents something that could be unbelievably good for America.
Yeah.
Progressives who have called everybody racists and bigots and impugn motives. I mean, people just watch that compilation right there. Always going after people in the worst nature. If you've now woke up, and from what I understand, I've seen some of her tweets, she's now being attacked the same way she attacked me. So I would say, much like Bruce Willis said in Die Hard, welcome to the party, pal. But we can be on the same side, even if we still have political disagreements. Okay, we don't agree on the marginal tax rate or the immigration rates or something like that. If you love America, if you think this place is fundamentally good, if we still have a country that will offer more opportunity for any other place, and you want to be part of that, yes, whatever the circumstances are, or the moderator is or isn't, I'd be happy to do it. But if it's you, that would be great.
You know, what's really interesting about what you just said, I totally agree with you, by the way. But if you look at Trump's picks for his cabinet, for example, they are so diverse in terms of their views, right across the board. I mean, if they all got together, they'd be arguing about all sorts of stuff, which I'm all in favor of.
Now, just we're building context right now. All right. He's speaking to David Rubin right now. And he showed Anna, what's her name? Kasparian from the Young Turks. And she clearly don't agree with David at all. Right. But what you're about to see is Cenk get all on his bully pulpit, thinking that he is taking up for Anna when he is not. She don't need any. These women, let me tell you something, man. These women don't need anybody taking up for them. She could stand on her own 10 by herself. She don't need him at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. But what Piers Morgan is pointing out is that Trump seems to be more fair than a lot of these idiots on the right and on the left. That's where we're getting at. And I've been telling my kids their whole lives, life is not fair. Whenever they come home talking about their teacher unfairly gave them a certain grade, or unfairly pointed them out or singled them out in class or in gym class or whatever the case may be, didn't give them an opportunity, I let them know all the time that life is not fair. I had to let them know that, because that is the absolute truth. So if you're accepting, if you're expecting fairness, then you're delusional, in my opinion. Because one thing, I may not know nothing about politics, but one thing I hang my hat on is being a good parent and being a good husband. All right? Somewhat. No man is, 26 years of marriage, you know what I mean? We had our ups and downs and everything, but one thing I hang my hat on is being a good parent and husband, okay? So that's why this is important to me, talking about fairness. But Cenk is just something about that guy, man, that just, I don't want to slap the hell out of him, but I would love to see somebody just say, Cenk, just come here, brother. Just come in and put a little bit of baby powder on their hands and just pow, just slap the hell out of them with the baby powder palm.
This kind of, rigid ideology where you have to all sign up to one viewpoint about everything. There'll be people in there that completely disagree with RFK, for example, about some of his views. Good. Have that debate.
Of course.
Have that debate. This is what democracy is supposed to be built on.
of course, this is the beauty of what Trump is doing right now. And really, you can connect that so deeply. I mean, I would recommend anyone go back on YouTube. You can find Donald Trump on Phil Donahue or Oprah or a whole bunch of these shows back in the 80s, and he sounds like a Democrat. So Donald Trump is not a traditional conservative. I would actually argue that Donald Trump's own political evolution probably, Piers, is much more in line with guys like you and me than say George Bush or Dick Cheney or someone that might, you think of as a sort of standard bearer for republicanism. So the fact that he is now going to bring in people who quite literally were running against him for president only 6 months ago, RFK Jr., and someone who ran against him for president on the other side, Tulsi, only 4 years ago, that shows you what's bringing them together. What's bringing them together is a love for America, a realization that we have been on the precipice of giving away the most precious, beautiful experiment in human history on how to free people ever. And I think Donald Trump actually now sees that. I also think that post-assassination attempt, I think he has a renewed fervor and sort of realization of what his role in life is. And that's the opportunity that, again, not to make this about Anna specifically, but anyone that's going through a wake up. We know so many people have woken up. I mean, look, for me, I think it was 2016. I did that Why I Left the Left video for PragerU. You want everyone to get there the day you do, but you have to be gracious when people come around one way or another.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely. And that's the thing too. I've woken up. A lot of you have woken up, right? A lot of my friends, relatives, people who follow me on Instagram, people who follow me on TikTok, they're not quite ready to hear that Van is in support of a side that they haven't given their objective ear to. That's all that is. That's all. That literally is all that is, because they're really not dedicated to a side or not. Let me tell y'all something. Most black people from the hood, such as myself, the only presidents that they like are the dead ones in their pockets. That's it. And they wanted so badly to like the first black president, which was Barack Obama. And I don't care how many things you point out about Obama's administration that he didn't do right. It's not going to resonate with black people from certain areas too much, because they are just so locked in and they don't pay attention enough. They don't pay attention to politics. They don't watch the news. They're not watching these hearings, these congressional hearings. They don't give a damn about Speaker Mike Johnson putting a CR bill out there, spending bill out there, or what it entails. They don't care. They're just like, the government going to close down if we don't do it. We need to do it. We need to hurry up and do it. We need to hurry up and do it. That's it. That's it. They don't care about what's in that 1,547 page document of some good spending and some pork. They don't even know what the hell pork is. All right, let's move on. So Dave Rubin is building. I'm just playing this so that you guys can have some context. And also, D, this is not a daggone race. This ain't no competition. Talking about, I've been married longer than you. You know I love you, girl.
Let's bring in my other panel members, because some of them are definitely going on a very interesting journey, including new MAGA enthusiast Cenk Uygur. I said that deliberately to wind him up. The host and founder of the Young Turks. Libertarian Dave Smith, host of Part of the Problem. Lindy Lee, the DNC Finance Committee member and advisor, and former woke activist turned YouTuber Amala Ekpunobi. Well, welcome to all of you. So Cenk, I mean, many people saying if you carry on down the road you're going in the last few weeks, you will be a fully fledged member of MAGA before we know it.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance of that. And I'm not like Dave Rubin, a giant sellout fraud who changed all of his positions and is totally useless, and it shouldn't even be on here. He's just a waste of space.
Wow. Really? After what all Dave said about coming together?
Yeah. Yeah, no, got no interest in coming together with utter frauds like Dave Rubin. So, brother, you telling me that when you were on the Young Turks, you were Mr. Progressive and you agreed with us 100%. Now, all of a sudden, you agree with Trump 100%. You're not saying something nuanced like we are. Hey, you know, when The guy gets shot at and he puts his fist up. That's courageous. When he does the McDonald's photo op and it works fine, no problem, right? If he wants to cut the Pentagon, great. Those are progressive positions. Anti-corruption, progressive position. Anti-war, progressive position. But you change all of your ideology overnight and you expect us to believe that that's real? I don't think it's real at all. And I want an apology from you for all the crazy, outrageous lies that you told about the Young Turks. When is that going to happen, huh? Wow. When are you going to admit that you changed all your positions for money? Okay. Well, what position do you still have that's in any way a so-called classic liberal, you fraud?
Dave?
Piers, it's barely worth responding to this ridiculous buffoon who's the joke of the industry. I will say this, Cenk, I haven't spoken to you in 10 years.
Even right when you're thinking you're a total fraud.
I don't think he's a fraud or a joke. I think Dave Rubin is, for what it's worth, I think Dave Rubin is one of the most influential and significant voices out there right now. And I admire his honesty about the journey he's been on, Cenk.
Piers, I appreciate that, but the thing is, what Cenk just proved is exactly what everyone in America, and I would say all over the world, is getting over. Nobody wants what he just offered up there. Not only does no one believe it, and he had it prepackaged and ready to go, and it's complete drivel. Yes, I sold out. It's just it's so nonsensical. Again, Cenk, I'll gladly send you a signed copy of the book, and you can read all of my thoughts. And if you're anti-corruption and you're anti-war, you should be on the Trump train. But your endless hatred, the division that you sow, calling everyone racist and white supremacist, all of that stuff, it's why you're not respected. But I don't mean to get into the personal side of that. I'm talking about now something that culturally has shifted, and everyone can see the grift that you're up to, trying to sort of dance with the thing. But it's just not necessary, and I don't think that many people will buy it.
Well, Cenk, let me put to you, Cenk, something that Laura. Hang on, Cenk. Cenk, hang on. I'm gonna read you something just to see your reaction. But Laura Loomer called you out on X, as you know, and she said this: "You are the radical left, Cenk Uygur. You're a con artist and an opportunistic grifter who's gotten rich off demonizing President Trump, calling his supporters fascists and Nazis, promoting open borders, glorifying Hamas, and pushing conspiracy theories about Trump for 9 years. If you want forgiveness, get on your filthy knees and pray to Allah, because you aren't welcome on the right, and you aren't ever going to find a redemption arc, no matter how hard you pander." And she goes on and on. I'm going to keep calling you out every time you try to move an inch closer to many on the right, because you're too dense and too dumb, because they're too dense and too dumb to decode your subversion, but I'm not. So look, there are lots of people on the right who think that you're on some great move here to, as she puts it, wiggle your way into the middle and over to the right, so you can then poison MAGA with your, as she puts it, subhuman political takes. Your thoughts?
Now, before we go into his thoughts, I just want y'all to understand it's okay to evolve. It's okay to learn something and be like, you know what? Maybe you're right. I'm going to look more into that. It's okay. Like, you're not stuck. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying that if you change your ideology or you change the way you think, that we're going to squeeze this trigger. It doesn't work that way, bro. Also, it's the pot calling the kettle black. What the Bible say? For every finger that's pointing at you, it's like 5 pointing. I mean, for every finger you point at somebody else, it's like 5 pointing back at you. Come on now. Everybody change over the years if we're objective enough, and if we don't, then we're just stuck on stupid. So the same things that he's trying to say that Dave is guilty of, he has also been doing himself, low key, like he's throwing rocks but hiding his hand. He's slowly but surely getting onto the MAGA train. But he's saying, no, I'm just pointing out the good stuff, and that's it. But Dave, that's all he's doing. He sounds like a little ass kid, man. And he's the biggest, sweatiest one on the damn panel, and he's acting like a child. I don't get that, bro. That's the same thing that happened to me on Instagram. I posted a video of Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, she was a guest on Jennifer Hudson's new talk show. She made an appearance on Jennifer Hudson's new talk show. And when you're a guest on her talk show, they force you to dance down this aisle of people of people. They call it the happy place, and they make up a song about the person. They got Michelle Obama dancing, going down the aisle, and she just so happened to be the tallest and biggest one there with the widest shoulders. And there's men, there's women, there's all types of people just standing there the aisle, just clapping for it and singing and everything. And I posted that on Instagram. And the people that are watching it was like, Big Mike, look, Big Mike got moves. I'm glad she hit her ding-a-ling well, and all this other stuff, just making those jokes. And I actually posted it saying, please don't make no ding-a-ling jokes about Big Mike, about Michelle, because I don't want to be blocked by some of my friends and relatives. But guess what? People started posting comments talking about, oh, so you mean to tell me that you are a black man with a platform full of white people who feel comfortable enough to take off their Klansman sheets and say whatever they want to say about the first black lady in the White House. So since people are calling her out for what they clearly believe that she may or may not be a male, because of research that Candace Owens has done, research that they have done themselves. And do I think she's a man? I don't think she's a man. I've been saying that all my daggone life because I don't want to feel gay for looking at her back pockets, because she's always had nice back pockets. But when I think about looking at a man's back pockets, I'm like, now I can't even look at her back pockets no more, because she may or may not. I don't know. But they're saying that because I am hosting this Instagram page and people are pointing out that Michelle may or may not be a man, that she might be Big Mike, and I'm allowing this, that you all that are saying that she's a man are Klansmen who feel comfortable taking off your sheets and just saying whatever the hell you want to say because I allow black women to be attacked in front of me. First of all, I don't allow any women to be attacked in front of me at all. But truth is truth, and people do have a right to their own opinion. All right. So that's the same thing that Cenk has been doing to everybody else, trying to demonize anybody who have any other way of thinking than his own. That's it. All right, let's get back to it. I just had to explain. I like context. You can blame my wife for the context. She always say, but context is needed. Context is required. So I like to supply it whenever I can. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so look, this is people like Laura Loomer and Dave Rubin are the exact problem. And I think actually somebody else on this panel was part of the solution. That's Dave Smith. And I want to come back to that in a second. So when you have people like Dave Rubin switch all of their positions, what happens is when you go to do nuance and you say, hey guys, hold on, let me explain. Hold on. Yeah. Hey, go pleasure Trump again. Go pleasure Trump again.
Do you know that
he goes from Bernie to Trump and pretends? Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
I tell people what I believe in.
What do you believe in? You believed in something yesterday.
It.
You don't believe in anything today.
Yeah, what position? What position do you think I hold that I don't honestly believe?
Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
Can I answer the question? Can I answer Trump?
Yeah, what position do I say that I believe that I don't really believe? Go ahead.
Brother, you went on Fox News with Tucker Carlson. You went on Tucker Carlson on Fox News and said gay people, that the fact that the fire department was recruiting gay people was why there was forest fires. You're a national embarrassment. Okay,
right. If anyone
you pleasure those guys for a living.
You can pull up the clip tomorrow if you want. Okay, I was talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. That you shouldn't hire people based on their genitals or their sexual orientation, and we now all know that. You have been one of the prime pushers of all of this neo-racism. I believe in meritocracy. That whether you're going to be a doctor or a firefighter or a basketball player or anything else, you should be hired on your qualifications, not your genitals or sexual orientation or skin color.
Yeah.
That's actually America. So you can keep trying here.
And the fact that he's not even trying to understand him just shows that he's one of them idiots that's in class. And like when you're arguing with a bully, the bully don't want to hear reason. They just want to hear a reason to fight. Let me say that again. The bully don't want to hear reason. They don't want any compromise. They don't have any objectivity. They just want a reason to fight, a reason to just get it over with. Let's do this. So if somebody says, we need gay firemen. We need a whole fireman, crew that's gay. That's clearly somebody trying to push an agenda, Cenk. That's dumb as hell. Why in the hell would anybody want that in the first place? If there are gay firemen on a team of straight firemen, then yes, let's do it. Prayerfully, everybody on that team earned their position. That's it. But do you really believe that if there's a fire and a whole bunch of straight men run up in that house and it's only gay men inside of the house, that they're not going to try to save the gay men that's in there? That the only way them gay men will be saved is if we have gay firemen? That's just stupid. So whenever people was posing the diversity, equity, and inclusion arguments, and they was talking about, we need more black pilots, we need more black women pilots, we need more gay firemen, we need more. No, we don't. Why do we need that? For representation? Why? Little boys and girls who figured out that they're gay at the age of 7, they need to see some gay men in all of these different occupations in order so that they can feel good about finding out that they're gay. Or being told that they're gay from their teachers at such a young age, because that's the side that I ran away from. That's the side right there. This way of thinking that Cenk is trying to throw on Dave is the reason why so many people have run from the left and voted for Trump. Because this dude don't even listen. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, Cenk, finish your point, and then I'll go to Dave Smith.
Listen, yes. When this country desperately needs to unite against the establishment on things we all agree on. So things like all the populists hate corruption. All the populists hate war. By the way, Dave doesn't. Dave will demand that we start every war for Israel and pay for all of Israel's war. So he's been establishment on that all along. So, but when you go to say, hey, can we get an agreement on things that we agree on? The left pushes back because they're so afraid. They got traumatized by the Dave Rubins in the world. They're like, oh, if you take one step, not even in their direction, if you allow the right wing to take a step in our direction, they're worried that you're going to be a fraud like Dave Rubin and change all of your positions overnight. So my friends on the left, do not get scarred by this fraud of a man. There are other people like Dave Smith, who
let me bring in Dave
is a libertarian.
Right.
We disagree on other issues.
Let me bring in Dave Smith.
But we can actually unite on the things that we care about.
Right. Let me bring in Dave Smith.
In order to unite, you got to get past the frauds like Dave Rubin.
All right. Dave Smith, welcome back to Uncensored. Obviously, things have kicked off. I actually thought there might have been a coming together moment, and not the way it went, but it's gone the opposite way. Let's just take what Dave Rubin was saying and then how Cenk responded. But it seems to me that this big tent thing of Trump, I mean, it's very real. His popularity in America has never been higher than it is today. He's got an incredible mandate. The Republicans basically now are in charge of absolutely everything. You've got everyone who formally distanced themselves in 2016 racing down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring and so on. I mean, it's a real opportunity, but it's undeniably an extraordinary coming together of people from all types of political views and so on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just say for the record that I like both Dave and Cenk.
So do I. I agree.
Cenk did work in a compliment toward me, and Dave, you weren't able to do that, so I'm going to be on Cenk's side on this issue now.
Dave, you and I have some differences. I've never gone after you. I like you, absolutely.
That's true. Listen, I don't look bigger than your guys' like personal beef. I think it's what's going on here is really kind of amazing. Well, okay, but I'm just saying, if you zoom out here, I think since this last election, people are focused on this kind of realignment and the new political dynamics in America. But if you look back 8 years ago in 2016, during this election, in both major political parties, you had essentially civil wars. I mean, Donald Trump came in and took over the Republican Party against the will of the establishment and the donor class. In 2016, the RNC was floating out the idea of changing the rules, as you remember well, Pierce, all the way up until the convention. They were floating out the idea of trying to steal this thing from Donald Trump. Of course, that same year, the Bernie Sanders movement had to be flat out cheated by the Democratic establishment. So it's not as if these things haven't been building for quite a long time. I think what happened in this election is that the thing that unified people around Trump was one, like Dave, you know, like you said, me and you disagree on a lot of issues. I think a lot of people who ended up supporting Trump disagree on a lot of issues. The one thing that united all of us is that we opposed the blatant corruption of the establishment and the corporate media apparatus, which is nothing more than the mouthpiece of the regime, constantly in the business of lying to the American people in service of the regime. And this is what so this is how you're able to get someone, a liberal like Bobby Kennedy and a liberal like Tulsi Gabbard and somebody like J.D. Vance or somebody like Vivek Ramaswamy, why they can all come together is that they all oppose the corruption that permeates D.C. that has truly, profoundly degraded this country over the last 25 years. And I think that there's just with that basic understanding, there's a lot that people, even with very different political views, can agree on.
Yeah. Amala, I want to come to you, but I want to play a clip from Stephen A. Smith. This is where he's calling out people who say he's on the right because he's been criticizing Democrats. Let's take a listen.
No surprises. You're just continuing to piss me off. Why? Because every time I make a comment that's critical of the Democratic Party or the left, I get accused of being a pundit for the right. I voiced my concerns about Joe Biden and his ability to serve as second term as president. Then Biden stepped on the debate stage in late June and revealed what many suspected. He embarrassed himself. The White House and the Democrats eventually switched to Vice President Kamala Harris when he stepped away. I pointed out my concerns with the campaign and the Democratic Party along the way, and many of you wanted to accuse me of being a voice for the right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could.
That's because you can't change your mind. You can't change your mind around people. You can't see things and be like, and call them out. When I saw that, it was blatant that not only was Joe Biden not prepared to be president again, he wasn't even ready to be president now. And like in that moment, it made you question who was running the country when you saw him start to speak. He wasn't able to make his own decisions. And then they were lying, blatantly lying on many legacy news platforms, saying that he was sharp. On Morning Joe, I met with Joe Biden. He's the sharpest he's ever been. I've never seen him that sharp. Bro, clearly somebody told you to go onto your show and sell Joe Biden. Sell Joe Biden to the people. Why? Because it's time to vote again, and Joe Biden is clearly showing that I don't want to let anybody else run in my place, because he was only supposed to be a one-term president. That's what they claim they voted him in for. Said, we voted you in to be a one-term president. You should have accepted that, and now you're trying to back out of the deal. And when they saw that he was clearly everything that the right has been saying for a couple of years, then they tried to back out of it. Then when people like Stephen A. and myself and a whole bunch of other people started to put it out there that, yo, this is crazy. Y'all have been lying. Joe Biden ain't sharp, and Kamala is definitely not ready to be next up for president. What's going on here? Then you got called out for being a MAGA, being a sellout, and all this other BS for simply looking at the whole thing objectively. And that's the problem. That's the issue right there. We can't even say what the hell we have to say. Speaking of, I want to say, well, let me go ahead and let them address this right here, because in my opinion, Cenk is still an idiot. And just in case y'all don't know who this lady is, the Asian lady in the middle was a lady who helped raise like tens of millions of dollars for Kamala Harris. A huge Kamala supporter. She was raising so much money, it was crazy. But then when she found out, okay, Kamala raised $8 billion, and got rid of it in 3 months, where did the money go? She just asked that question, where did this money go? And they completely canceled her. Everybody she was reaching out to, all of her contacts, she's no longer welcome to the parties that's thrown by the left. After all of that work she has done, after all that, but I say she deserves it. That's what she get. That's what you get. I have no remorse for you. I don't care. I really don't, because you the one decided to put on blinders and not see that she was not ready to be the president, and you was raising tens of millions of dollars to try to push her through. You part of the problem. That's just me. I don't care that she got canceled. That's just me. I'm just saying. All right, let's get back into it.
I find it inexplicable that someone like him, who's so smart, can pass genuinely constructive criticism about why Democrats got it wrong, and immediately he has to be branded a right-wing headbanger, and that's the only reason he's doing this, when in fact a bit of serious introspection from the Democrats is obviously massively overdue. What do you think of it, Amala?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with your characterization. I think this is the big part of why they lost this past election. And it's this sort of dogmatic fervor that they have for everybody to toe every single part of the ideology that they represent. And I had a very similar experience. I used to be an extremely radical leftist. I was working for a left-leaning organization, organizing students to work on all of these different woke campaigns that were circulating at the time. And as soon as I started to question the narrative or question the fabric of the ideology I was pushing, I was immediately, thrust out into the open to sort of explore these ideas and figure out maybe I'm on the wrong side here, because I was with a group of people that were claiming to be tolerant, but as soon as you have an ounce of skepticism, they are ready to push you aside and label you as far right. And I think much to their dismay, what this is going to create is a group of people that feel so isolated that they are willing to indulge in right-leaning ideology, what they would characterize as far right, but at this point is just, reasonable common sense. And as they are abandoned by their side, they're going to look to others, and they're going to be accepted because we are able to explore. We are actually promoting skepticism.
Yeah. Lindy, I want to play a clip. This is Kamala Harris overnight. I don't know why she thought this was a good idea to come back out before Christmas, as everyone's licking their wounds, and almost like she was in campaign mode again. It's like, please, do not do this. But let's take a listen to what she had to say.
Get some rest over the holidays. Spend time with the people you love. I believe family comes in many forms. There's family by blood and there's family by love.
You know what she looked like? And I hate to say this, bro. Do y'all watch Seinfeld? Do you remember the show when he was dating this woman? He was dating this woman, right? And they were driving and they were heading on to the restaurant. And when he looked over at her, she was gorgeous. And then he'll look away and start looking at the road again and start driving. And then he'll look back at her and she would look just like this. Please tell me that y'all have seen those shows. Please tell me y'all have seen them. You know what I'm talking about? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like he would, and then Kramer, he asked Kramer, he said, please tell me I'm wrong, because sometimes she's so pretty. And then I look back at her and she looks just like this. I swear, man, that's so ridiculous. I'm sorry, Jerry. Seinfeld was one of my favorite shows. Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Y'all remember? She looked just like that, bro. Like that is her. Like it's the Drew Barrymore. It's the Drew Barrymore effect. Like it's you look at her from a certain light, and she's gorgeous. And then you look at her again, and she looks like this. And listen, I'm in no position to beauty shame anybody. I'm not that beautiful, my daggone self. I'm not, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's one of the TV shows that I thought of when I saw this right here. This is definitely the Seinfeld version of Kamala right here, because this lighting is horrible for her. I don't know who in the hell allowed this to happen. It's like it was a different person running. Well, no, because when she was running, she still had her moments where sometimes she looked, and sometimes she looked, you know what I mean? Sometimes you be like, hey, Kamala. And sometimes you be like, hey, Kamala. You know what I mean? Or Kamala, as some of y'all call her. Her name is Kamala. But this is definitely it, man. I promise you. Curb Your Enthusiasm was absolutely phenomenal. But this episode where the lady that Seinfeld was driving in the car with and dating, and he looked over there at her. I got to find the picture now, man. Now I got to find the daggone picture. Let me see. What you call it, the Drew Barrymore effect? Drew Barrymore effect. Seinfeld. Oh my God, it was so funny, man. I gotta see if I can find that. Where is the Seinfeld Pretty Ugly? Let me see. Seinfeld Pretty Ugly Lady. Okay, here you go. I found it. I found it. Okay. All right. I found it, bro. I found it. Hold on 1 second. Here you go, right here. Oh my God. This is absolutely hilarious, bro. Only thing I did was type in pretty ugly. I typed in pretty ugly effect. This lady, like, this is her when he was like, man, she's so daggone pretty, right? And this is her when, like, this is nuts, bro. Hold on. Is this the same one? Yes. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. Oh, where is it? Where'd it go? God dang it, man. At any rate, man, this is absolutely insane, bro. Let me get back to it, man. I'm just let me get back to my daggone broadcast. I'm sorry. I usually go off a little bit, but I really want y'all to see that, man, because when I saw this, it just reminded me of that episode of Seinfeld, and I had to find it, bro. I had to find it. This is definitely not appealing. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
I urge you then, after you have had some rest, in fact, I challenge you to come back ready to chart our path to the future. Chin up, shoulders back, forever impatient for change.
I mean, Lindy, no disrespect to her.
Oh my God, man. Oh Lord, this is nuts. Oh Lord. I'm so sorry, guys. I do realize how unprofessional that was, man. I just sometimes go on my tangents, but that was hilarious to me. I had to show it. I had to show it. This is not what you're supposed to do on live streams. If you are a content creator and you're trying to figure out how to do live streams properly, this is not this is not how you're supposed to do them. It's certain ways. Everything's supposed to flow smoothly. It's like watching a television show. It's like cutting on CNN and just, it's supposed to flow. All right. It's supposed to be effortless. All right. Okay. But I'm different. I don't mind having flaws in mine because I just had to point that out. I really did. I really did. Okay. So let's talk about some other things that are important. That's on X. That I ran across. All right, so you have Elon Musk influences Congress, spark shutdown. Here it is right here. We clearly saw that yesterday. Him and Trump spoke out about what was going on with the CR spending bill. They pointed it out. They got vocal, and pretty much they shut down what was going on inside. They had to backtrack. It was like, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. And then you have Neil Cavuto. He leaves Fox after 28 years. All right. Apparently, he is no longer going to be a part of the Fox News broadcast. He's been on Fox for a long time. I don't know if y'all like him or not. I don't know enough about the guy. I've seen him many times. I don't know if he's a stand-up guy or if he's an idiot. I don't know at all. I'm sure y'all do, but I do not. I honestly don't even care. I do know that Fani Willis is now disqualified from the Trump election case. That's what this is saying right now. It says the Georgia Court of Appeals has disqualified Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from prosecuting the election interference case against Donald J. Trump, citing reasons related to Willis's relationship with a special prosecutor involved in the case. Willis and her entire office are barred from the case, which will now require reassignment if it is to continue. Keep that in mind, if it is to continue. So Fani Willis is no longer a part of that case. Let me go ahead and play this right here, just in case you haven't heard it. Go ahead and like this video. Thank you so much.
We got some breaking news. Got to get to Fulton County, Georgia. And here we go. A Georgia Court of Appeals has disqualified the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, from that election interference case. It's coming down right now. The case against Trump and more than a dozen others already largely stalled, as you know. The new ruling means that it will be up to the prosecuting attorney's council in the state of Georgia to find another prosecutor to decide on the case, to take it over and make a decision as to whether or not they continue with a prosecution of the incoming president.
My question is this: how in the heck was she able to get voted back into her position after she was using taxpayer money to go on expensive trips and get her back banged out by another prosecutor that she worked with? They went on trial. They lied on the stand and everything. How was she able to keep her job? Please explain that to me. She literally lied on the stands. She lied, and she used taxpayer money to go on these trips and do all the nasty things with that other lawyer. I ain't trying to say you listen. I ain't trying to listen. If you want to have your fun, then have your fun, honey bun. But this is the issue now. Now you can't even do it. So CNN has also reported on it. Let's see what they have to say.
We begin this hour with breaking news just into CNN. The Georgia prosecutor leading the state's election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump is now disqualified. CNN's Caitlin Polance is here with more. Caitlin, what can you tell us about this? This is just coming in the last several minutes. This is a big development.
A big development, and a big development that Donald Trump has wanted for a long time. That case against him in Georgia, the criminal case where it's accusing him and several others of a racketeering conspiracy related to the 2020 election, it's already been paused. Now it's not even backburnered. This is a case that will be dead in the water because the Georgia Court of Appeals is now saying that Fani Willis, the leader of the prosecution against Donald Trump, the district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, she should be disqualified from being able to bring that case. The Georgia Court of Appeals is saying that it's a significant appearance of impropriety caused by the conduct of a public prosecutor. That is Willis, how she behaved, how she was speaking about the case, about Trump publicly, about how she was having a relationship with the top prosecutor that was concealed in this, a man named Nathan Wade. All of that previously, the trial level judge had looked at and said, Fani Willis can stay on this case. We're not dismissing the indictment, but the Court of Appeals is now taking another look and saying, no, the trial judge was wrong. Fani Willis should be disqualified from continuing to lead this case. It would be a long process, or it will be a long process to replace her, which is why I say this case is dead in the water now without Fani Willis, the person who was leading this case against Donald Trump in Fulton County. And just to keep tabs on how many cases there are against Donald Trump criminally, the other two in federal court, January 6th, and classified documents, those are dismissed. And then the additional case in New York City, where he was set to be sentenced, that sentencing is now not happening. So as Donald Trump enters the presidency, each of these courts that is handling a criminal case is essentially removing that issue from him to have to deal with in any period of time in the near future.
All right, Kaylin Polance. Yeah, thanks for that added perspective. Let me bring in CNN. We begin this hour with breaking news.
Oh crap. I was doing all this talking all this time and could not hear my dad, and y'all couldn't hear me. My apologies. I told you, if you are a content creator, you gotta do better than me. Listen, you gotta be better at this live this live streaming than I am, because I do things. I'm weird, bro. I'm very weird. I was doing a lot of talking too, and I think I said some of my best stuff while my mic was muted. Look at God. I think God wanted me to. I don't think he was ready for y'all to hit it yet. I don't even think y'all was ready for the fire I was putting out. But apparently, there's a guy. I was reading the lips. Thank you, Miss Cutie Dimples. I appreciate it. All right, so there's this guy by the name of Eye Patch McCain. Have you ever heard of the name Eye Patch McCain? Well, apparently, Eye Patch McCain is very, very extremely upset because he said some things and he went off. He went off on you all. What's his daggone name? Let me go to, I posted his video on my X, and I want y'all to see this. I didn't understand why he was so upset, but listen to what he has to say. This dude was cursing and all of that, man. But they call him, his name is Dan Crenshaw. He's a veteran. And there's another guy by the name of Cat Turd on, you can't make this sugar honey iced tea up, bro. You cannot make this up. But apparently they are beefing. Listen to what he has to say, bro. It's about y'all.
Vote for a ban on Congress members trading stocks?
Yeah, I mean, this is like number 1,000 on my priority list of things to care about. This is one of those stupid things that I've been dragged through the mud on. You know how much fucking money I've ever had in the stock market? About $20,000. And yet I've been dragged through the mud on this as if like there's some insider trading. I just sent a letter to Fox News, a threatening letter from my lawyers.
Thank you, Anna.
Threatening them with defamation. God
bless you
because because Jesse Waters had basically insinuated that I was insider trading. Of course, it's not true. You'd be more surprised how much little information we have. This is one of those bills that, like, of course, yeah, people support it. Yeah, sure, okay. Who cares? Because I barely have anything in the market anyway. Are there a couple cases like wherein Nancy Pelosi has some very suspicious timing of her trades? Yeah, that has happened. But nobody else can point any other examples out. So sure, yeah, why not? Don't let us trade stocks. How about we'll just keep whipping ourselves. How about we don't make any money either? How about like just cut our paychecks? We haven't gotten a pay raise since 2008, even a COLA increase. So yeah, no, this is a great idea. Let's make Congress a place where only the millionaires can actually afford to do the job. This is a wonderful idea. Let's just keep doing that, because and then some it's always some member, right, who like who senses the populist energy and then mirrors it, believing that this is what's going to help me connect with the people. Because what do the people want? Well, they want an easy button. All my problems will be solved if there's no stock trading. All my problems will be solved if there's term limits. Yeah, but if you think about any of these things for 5 whole minutes, you might quickly come to a different conclusion. Now, what I vote for? Yeah, sure. Who cares? Who cares? Like it doesn't matter to me because I don't have any fucking money to put in the stock market.
Now, the reason why I pointed that out is because when he got into his back and forth with, and I'm just going to put in his, people call him Eye Patch McCain, because apparently he's compared to John McCain, which I thought Republicans loved. I thought y'all loved John McCain. That's just what I thought anyway. But apparently, this brother has been going back and forth with him, and look what he says right here. All right, so excuse me. He says, anonymous coward like cat turd talking sugar honey iced tea without any evidence. I'm used to it. Sorry I was guy fighting the wars that little bees like you would never dare to. One of us has actually served this country and continues to, while losers like you make money being trolls on social media. I live what's this word right here, guys? I don't know this word. I don't know what that says. Just out of Houston. If you think I'm rich, you're an effing idiot. The people getting rich off politics are the influencers, like Cat Turd, selling their platforms to the highest bidder. Sorry to break to it, y'all. That's the truth. And some people were like, bro, Cat Turd is a veteran. Look at this. Can someone say triggered? You're just mad because Cat Turd is more respected on X than you, Danny. Hey, Dan, Cat Turd is a veteran. He just doesn't tell people about it 24/7 so people won't criticize him like you do. So Cat Turd ended up responding. It's just a whole bunch of drama, bro. And it says, Cat Turd says, yeah, get it right. Dan Crenshaw is the America last, Ukraine first war pig who doesn't need a raise because of all the money he makes when he miraculously became a stock expert since joining Congress. So they went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let me tell y'all something, man. I think this is actually hilarious. I think it's hilarious, the back and forth that they're going on. And then Cat Turd also, hold on one second. Cat Turd also says, he says, number one, I'm an Army vet. Number two, I haven't been anonymous for years. There's literally a pic of me on my profile page, and I do public events all the time and have a daily podcast. Number three, your stock trades are public record, and you're also a millionaire. You're not very good at this. So, yeah. So, Cat Turd. Vicky Rath, how dare you Merry Christmas? Ain't that what Kamala said? How dare you say Merry Christmas? There are people offended by the word Christmas, and you're saying Christmas? You can't say Christmas. How dare you Merry Christmas? That's something that someone that's very well respected around this country and almost won the vote to become the first lady president. All right, so the last thing I want to cover is this right here. So apparently, Donald Trump was trolling AOC last night. He was trolling AOC because apparently she lost her leadership seat. Donald Trump says, really too bad that AOC lost the battle for the leadership seat in the Democrat Party. She should keep trying. Someday she will be successful. And when he posted that, she said, damn. She said, damn, you know it's bad when even Trump is feeling bad for me. And watch, and here's what I got to fuss at you guys about. Here's what I did. This is me. I'm about to fuss at y'all. And I don't care. I'm about to make some of y'all upset because I do think that we can communicate our message to people without being so belligerent. I'm going to say that again. There's a way for us to communicate our passionate messages toward one another without being so belligerent, especially if we call ourselves Christian. You hear me? We don't have to be so damn belligerent. I'm also a cussing Christian. I curse all the daggone time. I used to smoke my weed before this medical situation, but listen, none of us are perfect. But the way that y'all talk to people, you can say those things without being so, I don't know, man. So listen to some of the things that y'all said to this lady, man. The establishment Dems will never let you in their world. You'll have to kick the damn door in. Kill the bill. Now listen to this right here. Hold on. Where's some? Yeah, Nancy really hates you almost as much as the rest of America does. Straight out of brain cells. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Roe versus Wade. I don't care how the illegals get here as long as they can stay. Let me see. You should not be in any leadership position and need to be looked into for inside trading. Worth over 25 million on your salary. Just hold up. She's worth 25 mil? 25 mil? Holy crap. Now I'm trying to find some of the belligerent stuff that you guys wrote. Okay, a broke bartender elected to Congress almost 6 years ago with a salary of $155,000 a year is now worth $29 million, but the FBI is kicking in Donald Trump's door. Are you freaking kidding me? So then this, right, the claims of AOC having is right here. Claims of AOC having a $29 million net worth are false. Official 2023 financial disclosures show assets of $3,000 to $46,000 and student loan debt of $15,000 to $50,000. Her congressional salary is $174,000. These figures are public and verified. I don't think that they are counting her TikTok money that she's making, her YouTube money that she's making. Her internet money is not on there anywhere because I'm certain she was making more than her annual salary, her annual congressional salary on TikTok per month. So this right here is not right. That's just how I look at it. Hold on. He's still not going to F you. Okay. Why was somebody, he's still not going to F you? Okay, here's another one. You're a skinhead, you B. No, AOC, it's leukemia. So, okay. Luke, what? Stop speaking German, you effing Nazi. Okay, all right. This is the face of the dial of the dial-up modem sound. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. See, by partisanship, why did I laugh at something that AOC said? AOC, okay, but I cannot find the stuff that I seen last night that I want to fuss at y'all about. Y'all are lucky. So I'm gonna be the fun parent today, and I'm not gonna fuss because I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay. Because y'all was saying some things to her. I was like, holy crap, bro. Y'all are some mean mofos. But apparently I don't see it. Okay, so I digress. Love y'all, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this live stream. If you are a content creator, check out the YouTube course that I created. It's inside the first link in descriptions of my YouTube descriptions anyway. Check it out. Some people have enjoyed it, and we got some new people that have been joining the Facebook group and joining the group calls and already have been growing their YouTube channels very quickly because I may or may not know some things. Love y'all. See y'all on the next live stream. And if you hear of any new news that we should talk about, make sure you reach out to me. All of my blues, Renee, B, Shoemaker, D, Lisa Marie, Angel, all of you guys. Thank you so much for always being there for myself and other content creators and everybody who participated inside of the chat. Thank you so much. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. Hope to see you on the next live stream. Don't forget, like this video on the way out the door. If you haven't shared it yet, consider doing so. And again, if you haven't checked out my course, make sure you do so. Merry Christmas to you and your families. May God continue to bless you and your families, and make sure that you give God some praise, glory, and honor for at least grace and mercy. At least grace and mercy, okay? Because this is a unique day that we have not seen before and we will never see again. Don't take it for granted. See you on the next live stream. Peace.